Hello, I'm Paul Andrews, and in this video we are looking at Three Little Birds by Bob Marley and the Wailers. Now this can be found on their 1977 album Exodus and was released as a single in 1980. Now it's a great beginner guitar song. If you've never played the guitar before, or if this is your first kind of song, this could be a great one. It's only got three chords, A, D and E. There is a section of the song, the verse, where the changes are quite quick, but the overall speed of the song is 74. So you can put your metronome 74 and try and build up to that speed, maybe starting at 50, 60 and so forth, build up nice and slow. I'm going to really break this one down as I'm aware it's going to be most people's first song. I'm going to give you lots of little tips, take it nice and slow. I'm going to introduce the sections just with one strum, but then we're going to go and look at maybe 4 or 5 minutes looking at the right hand and how we can build up the strumming and give you lots of kind of ideas to make it a bit more funky. There is only a few sections to the song. There's an intro, a verse and a chorus, and that is it. So let's dive in and take a look at the chords. The first chord we're going to look at is the A major chord. So we're in our first finger, second fret of the D string, second finger, second fret of the G string, and third finger, second fret of the B string. And we're going to strum all 5 strings. So all the way down. And there's our A major chord. The next chord is a D major. First finger, second fret of the G string, second finger, second fret of the high E or string 1, and third finger, third fret on the B string, and we're going to strum 4 strings. And our last chord is E major. We're going to take our first finger and put it first fret on the G string, second finger, second fret on the A string, and third finger, second fret on the D string. And that's all 6 strings. And that's it for those 3 chords. So make sure that you know your shapes. Pick each string one at a time to get the good clear sound. Make sure there's no fingers in the way. Very easy for a finger to hang down and touch a string below. And also try and get your fingers nice and close to the metal. You may find chords like the A, as your fingers are stacked, you can't just get your fingers that close. There is an alternative way of playing A. You could put your first finger on the G string, fret 2, second finger on the D string, fret 2, and third finger on the B string, fret 2. You may find your fingers get a bit close to the fret wire or the strip of metal, and you may find it just a bit more comfortable. Either one will work. They're both the same thing. So they're both A's. So yeah, pick each chord, make sure each one sounds nice and clean, no buzzes or dead notes. Practice moving around, getting used to changing from shape to shape, and then we are ready to go and look at the next section. So the intro starts with a few hits on the snare, da-da-da, and then we start with our A chord, and it's just 4 bars of A. And we just strum once, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. That is the intro. 4 bars of A. And then we'll start singing for the chorus. So, as we said before, this is one of your first songs you've tried to play. Make sure your notes are nice and clear. Try and keep the counting going. It's just a nice steady 1, 2, 3, 4. Strumming on the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you're counting through, you could change the number to be the number bar you are on. So by that I mean there's 4 bars. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, then 2, 2, 3, 4, then 3, 2, 3, 4, and finally 4, 2, 3, 4. So you can see I'm just changing the first number there to reflect which bar I'm playing, just so I can keep track of where I am in the song. And there you go, that's the intro, just 4 bars. Just watch out for that da-da-da at the beginning so you know when to start. Da-da-da, 1, 2, 3, 4. And yes, there is the intro. The chorus is just 4 bars in length. We have an A for 2 bars, D for 2 bars, and an A for the 4th bar. So that goes like this. We just go A, 1, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, then D, 1, 2, 3, 4, back to A, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that repeats again, A, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, back to A, 2, 3, 4. So we go, just 4 bars, but it does repeat. And just watching out for that D in bar 3. And there you have it. Again, check your chords, make sure they're nice and clear. Keep counting your bars, and there we have the chorus. So the verse has 8 bars, and we've got 1 bar of A, 1 bar of E, back to A, and last bar of that line is D. Second line is very similar to the first, except for the last 2 bars switch. So you have A, then E, D, and then A. So you can see very similar, just those last bars change around. So all 8 bars, we've got A, E, A, D, A, E, D, A. Now it's one of the hardest sections because you're changing shape or you're changing chords on every bar. So make sure your chord changing is nice and smooth. Try and keep your fingers nice and close to the neck as you are moving. So if you break it down really slow, you can see your A to E change. First finger just goes down to the G string, fret 1, and then second and third finger just go up. Now, if you could keep those 2 fingers close, you can see it's not a big change at all. It's when you take your fingers off, lose the shape completely, that makes it a bit more tricky. So yeah, try and keep your fingers nice and close. Going back to A, going to D, third finger just slides out, second and first just drop down. So the changes aren't super mean. If you do it nice and slow, look for the most efficient way of moving between the shapes. And there we go, there is the verse. So you can see the song is not that mean, so it won't take long until you're happy with your chord changes and you're ready to make it a little bit more funky. And that is with the strumming hand. So at the minute I've only said about 1 strum. That's purely just for the complete beginner. Again, this is a good kind of first song to start playing around with once you're getting used to your 3-note chords. Or I should say 3 finger chords. Then it's a nice one to do, but it won't take that long. It's quite nice and slow. So let's look at building up the right hands a little bit more. So in a minute we've done 1 strum per bar, so we've done whole notes. If you know what a whole note is, or if you don't, probably it'd be better to discuss. If you don't know what a whole note is, it's where you strum on the first beat of the bar and you count to 4. So it lasts, that sound, that 1 strum lasts for the whole bar. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously we can start making that harder just by bringing in more strumming, so perhaps just 2 strums. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could do 3 strums. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then obviously 4 strums. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're now strumming every beat of the bar. The only thing to watch out for is obviously the verse section where you're changing every bar. So obviously that's going to make it a bit harder if you're doing obviously 4 strums. 2, 3, 4. Then you go to E chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. And back to the A. You can see it's obviously quite quick. By only doing 3 strums, 2, 3, 4, we have time then to change to the next shape. Obviously build it up however you are comfortable to do so. Once you're happy with that, then you could perhaps bring in some down ups. So maybe like a 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. So you see I'm just coming up there on the 1, 2, and. So just on that 2 and. So down, down, up, down, down. We can then perhaps bring in 1 on the 3. So you go 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And finally you can bring 1 on the 4, which leaves very little time to change. So you've got 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And it's just going down the verse. So you can see I haven't got much time to change there at all. So that's really the last one to bring in with the up on the 4 and, because it does give you very little time. And that's it. You could obviously build up more. We could bring in ties. So you could do like a 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 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 we could bring in 16th notes. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and a 4, and so down, 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 up, down, down. Again, once you get your head around strumming and rhythm patterns, you could just experiment, improvise, and play around with the songs as you're playing along. Just have some fun with the right hand, try and fill in the gaps. As long as you know where your 1, 2, 3, 4 are, it's just filling those gaps in between, playing on the ands or playing on the e's and the us for your 16th notes, missing out certain strums to put in perhaps your ties or even your dots. So yeah, have some fun with that. If you really want to try and get the reggae feel, he plays on the ands. So you could do your A chord and go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So if you're playing on the ands, that means we are playing just on the ups, and then you want to mute when you'd normally go down. So you're going 1 and mute and. So coming up on the ands, muting on the numbers or on the beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That'll give you a bit more of a reggae sound. If you're not used to that, it might be a bit weird. You'll probably think you're going the ups, but you're actually coming on the beats as you progress through the song. But yeah, that's quite nice one to play with as well. So there's a few ideas for strumming, a few ideas to make it a little bit harder, and hopefully a bit more fun as well. But build up slowly. Make sure you know where your bars are, make sure you know where your counting is, and then bring in the right hand. You know, the right hand is really the icing on the cake. Make sure you got your bars in place first. Okay, so now we've got all the sections and we've got some ideas with the strumming with the right hand to make it a bit more funky. Now let's talk about the structure and how it all fits together. So we start with the intro. We've got those 4 bars there of just A. Then it goes chorus, verse, chorus, verse. Chorus, all the way through. So intro, chorus, verse, chorus. So it's basically 2 verses, there's 3 choruses, and on that last chorus, you're going around 4 times. That is it. So intro, then chorus, verse, chorus, and then say that third chorus, you're going around 4 times. And that's the song. So again, such a good one to play around with and have some fun. So if you haven't already, make sure you head over to practicemakesawesome.email and subscribe to our weekly newsletter. Every week I send out an email with challenges, with tips, with practice plans, and a song like this one, classic track, just to help you with your practice at home. It's simple as that. If you're not practicing efficiently and effectively, you're not going to be progressing very quickly as a guitar player and probably not hitting the goals you want to be hitting. So make sure you head over there completely free and sign up now. If you have any questions, comments about this video, drop them below. Otherwise, I'll see you in another video.